Hey everybody. Hey Amber. Hey ladies, afternoon actually. Thank you for joining us today for live hair. I'm excited y'all because today we get to connect with Miss Felicia Rodriguez. She is the creator of the CurlCase. Just gonna wait a few minutes so a few more people can join us, and then I'm gonna invite Felicia in and we can get the conversation started. Thank you for joining. And just remember that today, like advertised, feel free to ask questions that you have, and we are here to answer the questions that you have about curl cases, because I know a lot of you are wondering what are curl cases and how you can best use them. And then also we're going to be talking about curl types. So all of those questions that you have for us today, feel free to ask us. So I'm going to invite Felicia in. She should be joining in a second. Hey!
Hey.
Good morning. I keep saying good morning. It's afternoon, girl.
I would have responded with the same thing. I would have said good morning back.
Oh my God. First of all, I have to say your hair looks the bomb. Like your hair literally looks phenomenal right now.
Thank you. Thank
Oh
you.
my gosh.
I
You
did it
just showed
last
up in the
night.
camera like bam.
Can you guess what product I have in here? Or what I use? What type of product and not a specific one?
Well, let me think. A mousse?
Yeah.
Okay.
which is new for me because I'm not a big I was not a big mousse person, and I did this with mousse,
I
surprisingly.
know. So I saw that you recently did a post about a mousse that you used. I can't remember what it was called, but I was just like, oh my God, your hair
It's
responded really well to it.
Yeah, it was like it's a super cheap like drugstore brand. It's called Dippity. It's Dippity Doo, but then it's like the girls with curls line, and I would always see it. I remember seeing that brand as a kid, and then I remember seeing it at like different just different stores, but it's not really like one that you hear about, especially for curly hair.
Yeah.
And one day I was like, you know what, let me just try it, and I kind of just got every single thing in the line just because TJ Maxx had it available, and it
Mm-hmm.
was like heavily discounted. So I was like, I'm just gonna get them all. And I've had them for a while, just never tried it until a few people kept telling me, how well mousses work, and I was like, you know what, let me just try it.
Nice. Well, I'm glad to see your results because that gives some people hope for mousse because it doesn't work well for everyone. So that's
Not
great.
for everyone. In fact, it never worked well for me, but I think it's because I wasn't doing it correctly.
Okay.
So it could be the same people who feel the same way about it. It could be that they're just not using the right type of mousse and they're not using it the right way. Or it
Yeah.
could be that it doesn't work for them, but I was just surprised that it worked on my hair type and like on my hair texture. I did not think it was for me.
Okay. Well, we'll have to get into more of that a little bit later. But first, thank you for joining me today. I'm
Of
super
course.
excited. This is the first live hair. You're my first live hair guest. For those who don't know, live stands for live inspiration, vision, empowerment. And it is just an acronym that I created because I feel like we all need some extra inspiration while we're at home, during quarantine, and even planning to do this series like beyond quarantine. So tell us a little bit about you. Who is Felicia and what is your company? What inspired the CurlCase?
Okay, so my name is Felicia. To keep it very brief, I'm from Michigan. I live in Michigan, originally from New York. Born and raised in New York until I was about 12. Then my entire family relocated to Michigan. I've been here ever since in Grand Rapids. New York will still always be home, but Grand Rapids is home too, and I would not trade Grand Rapids for anything. So that's a little bit on that. Wear Your Curls. So Wear Your Curls started off when I finally decided to like fully transition into natural, like not just here and there, which I have always done throughout the years. Like there were times where I would wear my hair curly, but it would be more because I didn't have the option to go to a salon. I didn't have the energy to straighten my own hair. So it wasn't really more by choice. It was more because I didn't have any other option.
Okay.
So throughout, I would say like the last 3-4 years, my sister kept pushing on it a lot. She always had been since I was in high school, I think. But she always wore her natural hair, and she would straighten it when she wanted to, but she never felt a particular way about her natural hair. And it didn't even click to me until I got older that I realized how badly I felt about wearing my hair natural.
Yeah.
So she kept pushing me and I'd do it. Like we would do challenges, like try not to straighten your hair for a month, now try 2 months, try 3 months, and I would do it, but then I would go right back to straightening it, which
Okay.
left me not truly knowing what my hair type or curl type and texture actually was, because back then they were looser curls and I thought that was my curl pattern and it was not.
Right.
So finally around summertime of 2019, no, what year are we in? 2018. Summertime of 2018, I left it as is. My hair got really damaged. Someone did a horrible hair color on me. And I knew my hair was dead. I knew I was like this close from just having to shave off my entire head. And
Right.
I did not have the confidence to pull off like no hair or a big chop.
Good
And
chops.
we've had this conversation. I don't feel that I have the head to pull off the short hair because I have a massive head. So I was like, okay, I'm not putting any heat. I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing anything else with color. This person fried my hair. So when I realized I was fully going to stick to wearing a natural, that's when I made a curly hair page called Wear Your Curls. And I ended up picking that name because I wanted to tell other people what I felt enough people didn't tell me, which is to wear my curls, to wear it curly. For any event, I remember, oh, how should I wear my hair? Should I wear it straight? Should I wear it wavy? And it should have been wear your curls, like just wear it curly. So that's how I ended up sticking with that name.
Okay.
So then around the fall of 2018, I started winter of 2018, I started posting more stuff and decided that's how I was going to hold myself accountable. I was going to share my journey. When I started looking into it, I felt like I couldn't really find someone else with my same hair type and texture. But at the same time, it's because I was transitioning. So, and even so, even if I wasn't, everyone's hair is different. Someone could have a pattern that looks just like mine, but doesn't mean their hair is exactly like mine.
Exactly.
So I was like, in case anyone else out there has hair that looks like mine, let me just start sharing what I'm doing, what I'm not doing, what's working, what's not working. And then, if they can get anything from it, great. If not, no big deal, whatever. Around the same time, I was finding that, okay, I figured out what products work on my hair. I figured out a routine. I figured out how to get the product in there. But I'm still having a major problem. And it was that in the mornings, my hair would be a hot mess. The bonnets would not work on me. The scarves wouldn't work on me. They would just slip right off, or I had to tie it really tight in a way that it would leave the indentation or I would have a headache. And I just wanted something that I could put my hair in and I would wake up and not have to do anything. So that's how the CurlCase came to be. I was playing around with different things that I used to do back when I used to straighten my hair. So although I named it a CurlCase, you can actually wear it on any type of hair. So even if I were to straighten my hair, I would still sleep with it. But I remember having made something similar to it. So what I did was I switched the material and the fabric so that it would cater more to textured hair as far as still being soft, having a silky feeling. And
so that's a question for you right there. Not to cut you off, but
no, go ahead.
What is the material that the CurlCase is made of? And because I've heard some clients ask the question, how is this different than a bonnet? What is the material that you use to create the CurlCase, and how does it benefit your hair more than, or in addition to a bonnet? Like, what are the benefits?
So a bonnet, for the most part, is usually made out of satin or out of polyester if you got a really cheap bonnet. And both of those materials will not stretch. So it's the size that you're stuck with. So what ended up happening with me, I bought about 2 or 3 different bonnets, and they worked great when I had like a deep conditioner or hair mask, or I wasn't trying to wear my hair out. But I could not fit all of my hair in there. And if I did, I found that I was shoving my hair in.
Yeah.
because it's not stretching with my hair. It's whatever amount of space that I have. So with the CurlCase, and it's on the website, it's a blend of nylon and spandex, and that's what gives it that elasticity. But the
Yeah.
exact percentage or blend of both of those fabrics still give it a silky feeling, which leaves it feeling like satin. And it's not a cheap material like polyester, which some bonnets can be, which actually will dry your hair out. And then being a blend of nylon and spandex, it's like gym wear, so it's allowing your hair to breathe, which is also what I needed. I wanted to protect it, but I didn't want it to get oily too fast, where then I was
Yeah.
going to have to still redo it because now my hair is too dirty and oily. So it still allows your hair to breathe while protecting it, while stretching to fit you, depending on whether you're wearing your hair out, it's a fro, you have braids, you have dreads, locks, whatever, kind of to accommodate, and also to accommodate different head sizes, because I have
Yes.
a huge head, and I'm like, one of my bonnets, I broke it, and I think it's on one of my highlights. Like literally, this thing broke, and I was like, "What am I gonna do now?" So that's kind of how that ended up
I need you to
happening.
speak life to your head, okay? Because you keep calling your head.
I'm not ashamed of it anymore. I know what I
Because that
have.
shit
I
is
have
so
I have a
funny.
big head, and I know because the one size fits all hats have never fit me. So that is what
But
I
you know
get.
what though? Amber, she just commented it's the only case that fits all of her hair. So not only head sizes,
It's
but
the
it
hair.
for hair sizes as well. Because I know she has a buttload of hair, just like you do, and so do I. Like when she grows out. So having that curl case, for those of you who don't know, the curl case is a covering that you can wear at nighttime. And
It's
honestly,
like this.
yep, perfect.
Oops. It stretches as much,
Stretchy.
and it's a four-way stretch, which I need to add on the website. So it stretches this way, but it also stretches that way, which is usually how I pull it depending on what I'm doing with it. But
And it's awesome because the curl case comes in 4 different lengths, which is super convenient, I found, because I can literally match my client's hair lengths, according to what
mm-hmm.
they need. Especially if you don't know what length you need, I can be like, hey, short, medium, extra medium is awesome because it's that
It's
intermediate,
that in
like,
between.
yeah. And then you have a long. And so thank you so much for sharing about that, because those are some of the common questions that I've gotten, like, how is it different than a bonnet? One of the benefits that I have also found about the curl case, because I use it myself, I mean, faithfully, like every day, I am a curl case girl. So one of the things that I
CurlCase click. That's what we call it now. Hashtag CurlCase
love,
click.
oh, I love it.
CurlCase
I
click.
love it. I love it. Where did you come up with that?
So you know me, I try to put curl with something. So like curls in conversation, curls in cocktail, curls in coffee, curl case.
Yep.
So it's like I want another CC. So then that's how I came up with curl case click CCC.
I love it. I love it. That's hilarious. Amber says she got hers as a gift from a curl friend, and the long makes her look like Marge Simpson. I'm dying. That's hilarious. No, I'm not dying, but that's hilarious.
My mom is on here. She said, Felicia, your hair looks beautiful. Thank you, Mom. By the way,
Aww.
if anyone saw my stories, and you're wondering why I randomly posted about baby chickens, my mom made me babysit her baby chicks.
I was wondering about that. I was like, this is the most random thing, but
Random.
it's so stinking
Yes,
cute.
that would be my mom.
Hello, ladies. I see your comments
Thanks,
now.
Mom. Thanks, everyone. Yeah, when I put my
Yes.
curl case on, so if my hair has volume like it does right now, it's
Mhm.
literally up here. And that's why I call it the Renaissance style, because it looks like back in the day when they wore those cone, like
That's hilarious.
hair things or head wear,
Yeah.
whatever.
And it has like that little cone,
Yes.
just the little things hanging
Yep.
off.
But then there's times where it's literally laying just like straight back, kind of like a veil. But
Right.
I don't care what it looks like, as long as the next morning my hair will be okay.
Well, let's talk about that a little bit, because that's what I love about the curl case. So I almost took a picture this morning when I took my curl case off, because I was like, this thing is hilarious. Glory, for those of you who don't know, my hair's name is Glory. She's saying hey. So
Hey, Glory.
when I took off the curl case, she was like, just like super smashed. But what I love about it is it's something about the material that I can literally go in with my fingers and I just
And
separate her like this. And the curls have somehow, even though compacted, they come apart easily. And one of the things that I love about it is because of the type of covering it is, literally my only styling that morning is to either just step in the shower, and the steam revives my
whoa.
curls. So not only does it cover and protect the curls from like getting super frizzy, it helps me to extend my wash day for at least 4 days. And that, right, it's still moist and manageable is one of the comments.
Yeah.
Definitely still moist and manageable. And
Thank you for
so,
sharing that.
yeah. And then also to work out is one of the things I wanted to highlight about the CurlCase.
My
Like,
sister loves it for that.
oh, that has made working out like so wonderful, because not only does it keep your hair out of your face, but it's easy to just actually, it's easy to just pop the CurlCase in the washing machine, or just like scrub it out with some shampoo, gentle cleanser, and dry.
Now I have a question for you. I'm probably gonna have a few. Are you still using the long size for you, or are you using a short one now?
So I do two things actually. I love the short for Glory right now, but when I do use the long, because it's like a super extra hang time, I don't like it. And I notice when you can actually like flip up the back and tuck it
Mm-hmm.
so that it, is out of your face, but that irritates me a little bit. So what I've done is actually I take the long, I want to show you guys. I take the long and I double it up. Like I literally fold it in half,
Oh, I see.
and then I put it on and it becomes a short.
Okay. That's a
So,
good tip. I didn't even think about that. And I'm asking because so we also have, apart from the short, medium, extra medium, and long, we also have the kid size CurlCase. And the kid size CurlCase is probably a little bit shorter than the medium. I would say like 2 inches shorter than the medium, but
okay.
it's a smaller circumference for the head to fit, smaller heads.
Right.
But there's some kids who obviously don't have long hair and theirs will be shorter.
Yeah.
And some have told me that when they take it off, it's kind of just all bunched up. And it's like, yep, just kind of move it back. Especially if you have a tighter texture, you will want to kind of fluff it out and move it back to where you want it to be. But the
Right.
steam in the shower is, when I take a shower, I don't use a shower cap. I just keep this
Yep.
on, tuck it in, and that
Yep.
steam actually helps loosen my texture a little bit. So if I ever want a looser pattern, I kind of let that steam do that. But I don't overdo it because you don't want the humidity to then give you too much frizz. But I like that it kind of loosens my curls up a bit when I take a shower with it.
Okay, so you shower with it on.
Yeah, with it on. I don't cover it. I
Interesting.
only cover it if I know. I only cover it if I don't really want it to loosen up, and if I know,
Okay.
and if to fluff up, and if I know I'm gonna be in the shower for a long time. But
Okay.
besides that, if it's just a quick shower, I just need to be clean. I just put it on and kind of tuck it. And sometimes I don't even tuck. I just kind of flip it, and the weight of it kind of stays there. And I
Right.
just try to make sure that I'm not letting water hit it, and just get everything from like the neck down. But yeah, I don't really use a shower cap anymore when I take a shower. I just keep the CurlCase on.
You know what? I think Amber saying she showers with hers too, and her work. Oh yeah, and her business is working out, so it's amazing for that. She is the owner of Soulful Motion. I don't know if
Oh,
you're
yep,
familiar
yep.
with
No,
that.
I saw it. I think I saw it in a 5x5, or I know I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Soulful Motion, a pretty awesome workout class, dance routines, which is pretty great. I'm like, the first time I did it, I literally cried, like almost cried. I felt so empowered and so like, it's like something is happening. Why am I crying while I'm working out? But she's saying she showers with hers too. I will say when I do shower, keep mine on in the shower for the same reason you said. If I'm not ready to go out and I don't want that fullness, then I'll leave it on. But if I want to like style my hair, like today, for example, I went in and the steam got to me. Let's see what is being said here. It's the only thing that stays on my son's head. He is so excited that he has his green. It's not too tight, but too tight
Aww.
said, "Aw,
I love that.
yes." Thank you to my amazing clients for jumping on here today. I appreciate you guys, and just your feedback is super helpful because, so for those of you who don't know, I'm now the first CurlCase salon retailer in Michigan. Woo, woo, woo. And
Yep.
what an
Actually, the
honor.
only one in Michigan, because the only other one is one in New Jersey. There's a few that have called, but then everything happened with, the whole COVID-19, so it kind of put everything on pause. But you were quick and smart on it. Immediately grabbed that. And for those in Grand Rapids, if you want to avoid paying for shipping costs, just order from Cindy, and she's doing no contact delivery straight to your doorstep.
Definitely. And I'm so excited to partner with you on this, Felicia, honestly, because I promote product that I believe in. And anything that will assist my clients along their hair journey and actually helping them be successful with maintenance. Because one of my biggest goals with my clients is helping them to maintain their hair on their own at home. They're not always going to be with me. So having these tools and products available has been really helpful, especially in quarantine, delivering Curly Magic. And I want to hear some of your feedback on that because I know you tried that product as well. And the CurlCase, it's just been wonderful to have that to offer. So tell me, I have actually a question here for you that I want to ask first. So about textures. You mentioned earlier that not only curly girls can wear this. That was going to be my question for you. Can ladies with straight hair wear this?
Yes.
And what were you thinking when you designed that? Like, what did you have in mind?
So I touched on it a little bit. I gave it the name CurlCase because I wanted something out there that people with curly hair, their natural hair, could feel that it was theirs. But here's a little secret that I'll share here. My first, I guess, prototype, or like when I first started developing this without knowing, was when I used to straighten my hair. Wrapping my hair didn't work for me anymore because I just found I'm not like it looks like I have a lot of hair, but I'm actually not. It's like very fine up here, and what I would find is that it would get really greasy, fat or oily faster from here, and not the rest of my hair. Okay. So every time I kept wrapping my hair, it just kept getting heavier and I kept losing volume. And I'm like, I need something that will keep it straight. And I could go on and on about all the different methods that I've tried. If I showed you pictures, you would probably never talk to me again about different things I would do to my hair to try and keep it straight. And then finally, I think I tried something, it was something that I used to work out or to like go hiking, but I'm like, that's not going to work. So I kind of played with different things that I had and cutting pieces. And it was kind of the same thing. Just, I think at the time it was like cotton or polyester though. But, my hair was straight. So I'm like, I don't care if it soaks up the moisture. I want it loose and for it to still have volume. So I had something similar and I would wear that even if I would like use a wand or curling iron to curl my hair after I straightened it. I would still sleep with that and take it off and my hair would be fine. I wouldn't have to re-flat iron any of my edges. I didn't have to go down here and redo all of that because I was sleeping with something like that.
Right.
So then when I went natural, I kept thinking like, man, I really wish I had something like that before my curls, like something that does the same thing. So I went back to that and just kept playing with different fabrics, different materials, different sizes, just different things to try and figure out what I wanted and what I needed. And what I wanted was something that would protect it, that would still let it breathe and would let it be like big. I was starting to get into the volume before. I wanted my curls like this. I'm like, no, I don't want any volume. And I think when I finally accepted my hair, I'm like, the more the better. I mean, I'm constantly like with a pick, just like going in there, picking it out. So that's kind of how the CurlCase ended up happening, was from when I made that transition. But the CurlCase can be worn on any hair type, any hair texture, even if you don't have curly hair, even if you're not natural. I'm not one of those, I call them curly heads, but I'm not one of those who tries to impose on other people how they should treat their curly hair. So if you want to straighten it, go ahead and straighten it. If you want to wear curly, go ahead. I'm obviously always going to be for wearing it natural because I think for so long we just felt like we couldn't. So I'm always going to be promoting that, but I'm not ever going to look down on someone if they choose not to. The only thing that I don't promote ever is relaxing or perming your hair. And I have my personal reasons for that. But if you want to straighten it, if you want to get a silk press, you want to do your roller set, you want to do whatever, That's all you. And I'm not one of those. I'm like, oh, forget it. My product's not for you because you're not wearing a
Right.
curly. It's your hair. You
Right.
grew it. You can do whatever you want with it.
Right.
And even
And
I even have guys like I actually, and that's kind of how I ended up making the short size, like guys
yep.
who literally have short hair. And so it's for any hair length, any hair type. Even if you don't have any hair, you just want to protect your head from the, no, seriously, that's
Yeah.
how I pitched it. I said, even if you're like a bald guy who just doesn't have hair, but you want something to protect it when you're out working in the sun,
Yeah.
you can still wear it. So it's literally for anyone, no exception, no exclusion.
That's actually pretty cool. Like I never thought like, oh, this could be for a bald person, you know, or someone with no hair. But that it what I love about the CurlCase, one of the things is that it serves so many purposes. Like, and it you can benefit from it in different things in everyday life. Working out, sleeping, showering, in the sun, you know? So it's multi-purpose. And I want to say quickly, shout out to your mom for her cute cut that she got. I saw that. That was so adorable. I loved it. I'm
I
like,
was
you
so
go.
I was so excited when she let me do it. And I'm gonna put this out here, disclaimer, I am not a licensed stylist. I love hair, but I've never done any sort of cosmetology class. I've just always been messing with hair since I was a kid. But when my
Yeah.
mom said off with it, like just chop it all off, I was like, yes. And what some of you guys don't know, like 2 days later, she came back and she went even shorter. She had me cut like another 2 to 3 inches off. And she's already bugging me to do it again. She's like, it grew too much. Cut it
Yep.
again. So she
That's what
actually likes
happens.
it short.
That is what happens, girl. Once you put those shears to your head, like you are addicted, like hooked. And there's a question, Cindy, do you have kid sizes too? You know, I do not have any more in stock right now, but that can be arranged. So if you're interested in curls in kid sizes, just let me know. So no, they're not available on the website right now. All other sizes are available, but the kids I am out of stock. And then was there another question? I don't know. Hey, Ivy. Okay. So I love the fact that, like I said, the CurlCase is multi-purpose. So for straight clients as well, because that is an issue, especially like with my hair when I wear her straight, when I wore her straight, which I don't know when I'll ever do that again. But whenever you wrap your hair, for some of my natural clients who rock a silk press often, like that's their style. If you have oily hair, wrapping it in that circle, the oil travels down your hair shaft so easily, which is great for oil's sake, but not for the look of it. So I feel like you could have a lot more freedom in the CurlCase, which I appreciate. And I asked that question because now my clients with straight hair also know, like, hey, this is for you as well. So just to kind of, before we move on from talking about the CurlCase for now, I want to show you guys what it looks like when it comes to your door. No contact delivery. Again, the Rise Salon is offering that right now. So you'll receive it in this little package right here. And it looks just like this. This is the pink. Can you tell us the other colors that it comes in, Felicia?
Yep. So, and I'm glad you're showing the pink because I also want to show you guys something with the pink color. There is a change coming with the pink color, and I might as well do it now while you're showing it.
Okay.
So the pink will be changing, and this is what future orders will be looking like. I still have a few of that pink left, but
Okay.
once it sells out for that specific size, this is what the new pink will look like. So it's a little bit richer.
Okay.
And the material is actually just a little bit lighter because these summer months are coming and people are trying to be more active and stuff. So I wanted something that, especially for working out and for being out in the summertime, that would still be light enough to be able to wear it and not necessarily be making you sweat. So this is the new pink color. This is what that looks like.
I like it. It's rich. It's like a richer
It's a
color.
much richer pink. So you already know, personally, I'm not like a pink person, as you can see from my CurlCases. It's not girly colors at all. Like it's navy blue. Then I came out with a green, then a black. I think pink was the last color. I came
Yeah.
out with. But I actually really like this one. So I don't even own the other pink for me personally because I was
Yeah.
not a fan, but so many people kept asking for pink. But then when I came across this different shade, I ended up switching to this one because I like this one a lot better. But anyway, the color, which is the original color, is this one, which is this kind of shiny. It's a navy blue, but it has a richness to it. So
Yeah.
sometimes in pictures it can look like it's a royal blue, but it's technically a navy blue. That was the original color. There is the black, and I don't think I have one, but I have this new product that I'm working with. But the black is kind of is this shade right here. And
Okay.
then we have the green, which you've already seen. The green is almost sold out in
Love
every color.
green.
I think
Yeah.
right now there's a lot of kid size left in the green and maybe a few longs, but the green was my first limited edition color. So every season I wanted to throw out a limited edition. It would only be limited amount, and then once they're sold out, that's it. They're never coming back again. So
Okay.
that was the first one that I came out with last year. It's a little bit heavier because the coating was different for it, as well as the logo that goes on it, the different material that was used for that. And then let's see, I showed you the blue, I showed you the pink. And then to celebrate our 1 year anniversary for CurlCase turned 1, and then Warrior Curls, as in the website, the business turned 1. I love gold. I took off all of my rings to not be distracting, but I love
Love
yellow
gold.
gold. So for the 1 year anniversary, this was the limited edition gold on gold CurlCase. So it was
Yeah.
gold with the logo being gold, and that also has a limited amount. So once they sell out, that will be done.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing all those colors because it's a huge variety. Just so people know, all of those colors are available on Felicia's website, wearyourcurls.com. And then also for those who are local and not local, they're also available on my salon website, therisesalon.com. I think it's pretty awesome. And yeah, so all of those colors are available on Felicia's website. The only difference between our websites is I do not have the limited edition colors. So if you're looking for green or gold, you would go to the Wear Your Curls website. All right. So all of that is amazing. I am definitely what is it? A curl part of the
CurlCase click. CurlCase
Yeah.
click.
CurlCase click for life. So I'm so excited we got to just talk about that and let people know, like, this is what this is. So the other thing that we're on here today to kind of chat about is curl types, right? Which falls perfectly in line with the CurlCase topic. I am aware that no matter what I say today, some people are still going to go to the curl chart and refer to the curl chart, which is fine. And because of that, I understand that a lot of natural women like to have a guide. So I will say that when I refer to the curl chart or ever recommend it, it's to use it as a guide and just as a resource, like, to kind of help you to figure out, okay, where do I kind of fall on this chart? And for those of you who aren't familiar with the curl chart, you can have a curl pattern starting from 2A to a 4C. 2A being more of a straighter, wavy texture, and then a 4C being like kinky, coily, like a kinky, coily texture.
Super tight, yeah.
Right. And so one of the things that I encourage clients and everyone to do is do not be so die-hard to the curl chart because every head of hair is unique. That is something that I stress often. When you get into watching YouTube and seeing other curl enthusiasts and things of that nature online, you're like, well, why is her hair able to do that and mine is not? One of the things I would definitely say is make sure that if you are following someone on YouTube, that she has a texture or he has a texture of hair that is similar to your own. And then one of the other things about the curl chart that I like to stress as well, or share as well, is that you could actually have a combo of textures. You may not just have, right, and me too. You may not just have wavy hair or curly hair. For example, I have coily, kinky, curly hair. Like literally, I have all three textures in there, but mainly coily, kinky. And you know, it's a wonderful thing to embrace, and that's usually what I say. Hi there. That's usually what I say.
Hello.
And feel free to keep asking questions, everybody. We're here to answer your questions, although we're chatting back and forth. So now that we're on the topic of the curl chart, throw out some questions about the your curl type that you have that you've been wondering about. But pretty much that is what I would stress about the curl chart, is just encouragement to embrace your texture as is and not try to fit into the mold of, you know, that curl chart, which is this there as a guide, really. That would be my encouragement. So comfortably Courtney, she is asking me, my curls are like 4A in the front and 4B in the back. Oh yes, absolutely. And you'll notice that I say like we have different hair personalities. Like literally you could be wavy up hair, curly in the middle, and kinky at the back. And that's why it's a huge thing to embrace your curls. Every head of hair is unique. And honestly, your curls may change, or your coils or your kinks, whatever texture you have, they may change over time. Mm-hmm. So embracing that fact and that truth that is what textured hair usually does is going to be huge in the success of you actually enjoying your process and not feeling frustrated. Here's a question for us. I don't know what my curl type is. I'm trying to take these braids out. I'm pulling out of my hair, Tiffany. She's hilarious. Your texture is more, hey, Wilsa, thanks for joining us. Your texture, Tiffany, because Tiffany is a client of mine, is more curly, coily. Tiffany, you have one of those interesting textures that like kind of does what she wants to do. But I think aside from learning your texture, learning styles that work for your texture instead of focusing so much on that will be huge.
Hi, Lisa.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, my stuff. Now I know her.
The back of my hair grows out like a weed. Yes.
I wish this would grow as fast as this back here.
Yeah. And you find that too. Some parts of your hair grow shorter than others. Someone said, I don't really know what my curl type is. And that's okay. So that's what I want to transition into now. And I want to hear from you, Felicia, on this. When you don't know what curl type you have, or I make it a point to say coil type, kink type. Like I make it a point to throw out all the textures because we can get stuck on curl when everyone's hair is not curly. Everyone's hair is not curly, and that's okay. What would you say to the person who does not know their curl type but wants to learn their hair?
So the chart, you mentioned the chart. The chart is not a holy grail at all. It's more of, like you said, like a guide when you're starting off, when you don't know anything. And I started off with the chart just to kind of figure out what is going on, because my texture kept changing a lot, or my curl type kept changing. But it was only because for so long I didn't allow it to be natural that it still wasn't fully at its full potential, if I can say that. So yes, it's nice to know, you know, if you're 2A to 4C, but there's so much more that comes into play, which is more of your density as well as your porosity. Because these charts, and I even have one that I posted maybe a year ago, which kind of gives you like a reference point as far as what products might work for you. For instance, I am mostly 3C. Okay. And it might tell me that this like super heavy cream is better for my curl type, but my density level, like I'm low up here, and that heavy cream might be too heavy for my hair, weighing it down, making my hair maybe more wavy than curly or coily, because it has so much weight and it's not being allowed to do what it needs to do. So I would say watching other people on YouTube who have hair similar to yours helps more than these charts, because the chart, according to the chart, mousse does not work on my hair, but this mousse, this little like pump mousse, foamy mousse, is what's in my hair. And I would have never, ever, ever tried it. I didn't try it for so long because they say it's not going to work on my hair type.
Right.
So again, I'm not going to say don't look at it. If you don't know, you can look at it, you kind of start learning, but don't stick to it. Start
Yes.
learning other different things about your hair, like your porosity, like your density, and then start playing around with products. I can sit here, Cindy can sit here and tell you, use this product, use that product, use this product. But I firmly believe that at the end of the day, each individual person will be able to fully determine what product works best for them. And it just
Yes.
comes from trial and error. That's how I have so many hair products, from
Absolutely.
literally trying every single thing out there and figuring out what works best for my hair.
Absolutely. And that is so key. And I'm so glad to that you're expressing that like I said, every head of hair is unique. Trial and error. It's like a relationship. And that's honestly why I encourage my clients to name their hair, because you're gonna have to get to know her like over time. And the needs of your hair are gonna change, just like in a relationship, like it's going to change. A product may work amazing for you this month, and then
And
when the
then,
season changes, it could completely change. And that is one of the benefits why of having a stylist as well to help you along your journey, because as your texture changes, which is a possibility, or your density or porosity, whatever it may be, you have someone as a guide to help you, like be like, hey, let's play around with these different products, which I do with my clients, and they know. Tiffany is asking, she said, see, you don't even know my hair type and you're my person. You know what?
it's just
I
hair.
do
It
know
is just
what
hair.
I do know. Oh, and she said it's just hair. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it is hair. It is just hair. And the thing is, like, I think a lot of us, as important as our hair is to us and as valuable as she is, I think it's important not to be so deep with it to the point that it frustrates you like that. Although I do understand there could be some frustrating seasons. Tiffany, your hair texture and your hair type goes definitely more along the lines of curly, coily, in my opinion, from what I've worked with. But again, don't limit yourself, because I've also seen your hair do really, really well with like twists. Um, it just depends with different product that we've tried. So it just depends. Um, my porosity. Amber, you said I don't know my porosity. From what I know, I've learned about your hair, as your stylist, like I believe your hair is more high porosity because it absorbs products very, very well. And your density is like, oh my God. So density, for those of you who don't know, just to touch on it really quick, let's just say this circle right here. Um, on one person's head, you might have 20 strands of hair in that circle. And on another person's head, you might have 100 strands of
200.
hair in that circle. So high density would be the 100 strands of hair, meaning like a lot more in that circle. And it usually ends up being someone with thicker hair. And the less density doesn't necessarily mean thin hair, because actually, like you said, Felicia, up at the top of your hair, to us, it appears as if it's super full, but you know that right here, your density is a little bit less, which is not necessarily thinner, but just
No,
less hair.
I actually have really thick hair. And then my sister's the opposite. Her hair is actually thin, but she has high density. She has so much hair,
Yeah.
and my hair is thick, but I have less. So that's kind of what that is, like you said, in that circle. I basically base it on how much of my scalp can I see. Like if I'm pulling my hair up, how much can I see in there? And that's kind of how I would say you want to determine if you're high, low, medium, as far as your density, kind of like envisioning that circle, and whether you can't see any of the skin on your scalp, whether you see
Right.
some of it, or whether you can literally see every single hair follicle like placed in your head.
Okay. Yep. Tiffany, how do you get thicker hair? Great question, Tiffany. So I kind of don't always like to share this, because I don't want it to come across as anyone feeling hopeless. Um, but you have what you have as far as your hair is concerned. You cannot naturally make your hair thicker. Why? Because the follicles that you're born with are the follicles that you have. Um, However, there are things you can do to help with hair regrowth, such as products that promote growth, like Jamaican black castor oil or just regular castor oil. Or you can use product that helps your hair up, and technique that helps your hair appear to be thicker. you know, like I'm sure you do, Felicia, you go in there with the pick
Yep,
and
for
get your
sure.
roots.
Yep, I'm always in the volume. I also would say trims. Because what ends up happening, a lot of us, I'm pretty sure probably most of us in here, we want length. We just want that
Yeah,
long hair. So we try to avoid trimming and cutting it as much as possible, which will end up leaving you with frail, damaged,
yeah,
just ends that look like they're struggling to survive.
right.
And if you actually cut those off, I feel like it's giving it, and I'm envisioning like enlarging that single strand, and it's giving it more of that bluntness, instead of that like fragile, frail end when
Yep,
you cut it where it's dead. It'll give it just a little more of that bluntness. So if you do that to all of your hair, I feel like at least on the ends, you can have more
yeah,
of a fuller look versus frail little pieces or choppy pieces. So as far as,
right.
your ends go, I would say frequent. I shouldn't say frequent, but the necessary amount of trims that your hair might need. And then for up here, I honestly I don't leave anywhere without this. And me personally, I always recommend a metal one. The
Okay,
plastic ones tend to like make it really puffy and frizzy, and not in a cute way. It's more of like it's like separating the hair from the product, if that makes any sense, and it's
I
just
hear
really
you.
puffy. But
Yep,
with the metal one, and I probably own like 8 different hair picks, the metal one, this is just what I stick with because I feel that it lifts it, but
yeah,
without just frizzing your hair up. It's just the right amount of lift without just like making everything just a puff ball. So that's why I personally love. See, I already kind of just lifted it here more. That's why I
right.
personally like the metal ones.
I agree. Actually, I do find a difference between the metal and the plastic. Girl, you know we could talk forever. That's what we do. But we have 10 minutes, and I want to make sure I'm going to answer this question. It's almost been an hour already. Crazy.
I didn't
Um,
realize.
Thank you so much for all of your questions, guys. It's been super awesome to hear your feedback. So I'm going to answer one more question and then just move on really quick. I want to ask you another question, Felicia. So my hair at the top is rough, but at the end is really soft. So I don't really know what to do. Okay, what would you say to that, Felicia?
So I would hit again on, she's saying at the ends, it's where it's really soft. So I
Yes.
would hit again on the trimming it. So I don't know, as long as you're trimming it as much as you're supposed to, that's the first thing you want to do. The second thing is to make sure that you're also focusing on putting product here. Sometimes we slap all the product here and don't really put it down here. Another
Yeah.
thing that I do, and I did it last night actually, after I put all of my product in and whether I diffuse or air dry, I
Yeah.
then go in and start separating the curls. So I start declumping them so
Yeah.
that they can be more loose and free and give it more of that full look and not this like funnel type of effect, if that makes any sense. So
Yeah.
separate it as much as you can. So whether you're doing a wash and go or a twist out, you still want to separate the strands just to give it a bigger, fuller look.
Yep. And I would also add to that that I think it sounds like there may be a moisture imbalance with your hair strands. And I think your name may be Malaka. I'm not
Oh, so
sure.
she's sitting with the softness. I'm so sorry. I misread. I thought she said fullness.
Oh, no,
She was
that's
talking
okay.
about it being rough or soft.
That's okay. Those tips were still helpful anyways for like in general.
I
Um
will share like this part of my hair is the roughest and the coarsest, and that's just really common. So if you're finding that it's towards your crown, and even here, like I have the kinkiest hair all around my hairline where it just, I mean, sometimes I literally have to fight with it just to get the product in there. So I do
yeah,
want to mention that part of it is normal and doesn't necessarily mean anything's wrong with your hair. But
right.
now, if you're finding that it's all of this and not so much that, it could also depend on whether you're regrowing your hair. If you're transitioning, maybe this part of your hair still had, I don't know, like a relaxer or whatever you should do as far
Right.
as straightening it a lot. And it might give it the appearance of this is now rough, but it's really because the bottom doesn't have your true texture. So there's a number of different things. I would have to know more specifically, what
Right.
her hair story or journey has been. But
And
those are just a few.
that's where I would definitely say like the benefits of a consult with a stylist come in for sure
Mm-hmm.
because that's a really good question, but to be able to address it without seeing your hair would be a little bit of a challenge. So you can definitely reach out to myself at the Rise Salon. Um, And I would love to do a consultation for you to be able to help you identify what's happening. What it sounds like, without getting too in depth, is a moisture imbalance. And then also because sometimes we just need specific treatments for our hair to help it get in good balance. Like it might be a protein treatment or a moisture treatment, which is a deep conditioner, or sometimes you need a mix. And like Felicia was saying, sometimes we just naturally have parts of our hair that are rougher or more coarse than other parts. So I would love to work with you to find out what that balance is that you need. Yeah, and then like I said, our hair changes over time too. But one more quick question for you, Felicia, before Instagram tries to kick us off. What would your go-to styling tip be for your specific texture? You've identified your texture as curly.
3C, 3C as far as the curl type, but
Yes.
mine is more of curly coily. So
Okay.
at the top you'll have the curls, but it's literally like just full coils down here, which is why I always have so much shrinkage.
Right.
But there's different techniques that you can do, and even different products that you can use to kind of alter that. So there's products that I use to maybe give me a fluffier look.
Yeah.
Now doing that, yes, I have a fluffier and it makes it look less tight, but then that wash and go is only going to last me like 2 days, 3 at the most, where I might use a different product that is just, I'm just going to be as tight as they are, but it has enough hold where I'll be able to keep that wash and go for like an entire week, sometimes even longer, if that makes sense. But my go-to, first of all, the one thing I always tell everyone, so if you're doing a wash and go, that is, when I'm doing a twist out on me, having my hair wet does not work. I have to actually do it on dry hair. But if you're doing a wash and go, which means you're just washing hair, putting your product and letting it be, whether you're going to air dry or diffuse it and just let it be in its natural state, the one thing that I tell everyone, you have to have it super wet. The more wet your hair is, you'll find that it's going to absorb the product better. And in my opinion, you're going to have less frizz. A lot of times we complain about just having too much frizz, and you might find that it's that you're not using enough water. If I would have been doing my hair with this mousse with less water, I probably would not have these results. I found that the more water I use, and my hair will literally be dripping wet. The more water I use, then the better the product got absorbed. I usually always start off with a leave-in conditioner. I feel like a leave-in is kind of the same way you would prime your face before putting on makeup. You do a primer normally and then do your foundation. So to me, a leave-in, and I tend to use this one a lot for Miss Jessie's, that's what I'll put in my hair before I put any other product. How you untangle your hair is also very important. I personally prefer a brush like this. This is the Tangle Teaser, and then I prefer the cheaper option, which is this one, which you can also find on my website. It's like $5, but it serves the same purpose. And then besides that, once you figure out what your product is for your hair, and like Cindy said, it will change, because for a month you might be like, this is my favorite product, I'm not using anything ever, and then next month rolls in and your hair is like, no, I'm fed up with it. So once you know what your product is and you keep switching it up, if you want to keep like fluffing it up and having volume, I would say a pick is a must. So get yourself the right products, get a good detangler, get a hair pick, and then your CurlCase to preserve all of that.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Those are like super helpful tips. So really quick, because I think we have like 5 minutes. How can people connect with you? Where can they connect with you?
So there's a number of ways. There's Instagram, which is usually the one that I'm always on the most, because even if I'm at work, even literally if I'm in the shower on the bathroom, like I like to respond to people. I remember starting out and reaching out to influencers or hair bloggers, and I wouldn't get a response. And I'm like, I'm not trying to like stalk you or anything. I just want to know what to do with what I'm dealing with right now. So if you reach out to me, I almost always respond anywhere from within minutes to a day. Sometimes it can go to 2 days if I'm like really busy, but everyone gets a response. So there's Instagram, which is Wear Your Curls. Facebook, it's the same, Wear Your Curls. I even have a Twitter, Wear Your Curls. And our website, wearyourcurls.com. There's a part there where you can actually reach out to us, any questions in Spanish or English. whatever language. If I can use Google Translator, I will use it.
Yeah.
And and then the other option is to actually email Warrior Curls. I do have a team that helps me out, especially with customer relations and customer care. And the email for that is hello@warriorcurls.com. So any of those modes or mediums, you can reach out to us any which way. And I would love to hear back from you guys and any questions you have, whether it's on a CurlCase, on a product that I use, on my hair routine, whatever it is, just reach out and I would love to have a chat.
Felicia, you're the bomb. You already know I think that of you.
Oh,
Thank you
thank you.
so much for joining me today, and everyone who's hopped on and asked questions and commented. We appreciate you being here. We'll definitely have to have you back. I'll have to have you back on, Felicia.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this. Before, I don't know how much time we have left, but please
okay.
save this and post it, because I'm going to send
you.
There's a lot of good information that you gave out and a lot of good questions that you gave really good answers to. So I want to direct them there, especially for questions on the CurlCases, because I feel like we kind of hit on a lot of things. So please save this.
Yes, I definitely, girl, I made a point to do that because I didn't know how to do it before when I first started doing them, but yes. So thank you again. And for those of you that tuned in today, again, this was the first episode of the series Live Hair presented by the Rise Salon. I am the owner, Cindy J. And you can follow us on Instagram at The Rise Salon. And you can also follow me personally on Instagram as at @Iam_Cindy J. Live Hair stands for live, inspiration, vision, empowerment. And that is what we are here to do. The series will continue during quarantine, and other stylists and guests will be on here to just help you out with your hair care needs. Again, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you again.
Yeah,
Bye,
thanks
Felicia.
for having me. Yeah,
Of course.
take care.